The story of Pearl Jam begins in the dark, cluttered rehearsal spaces of Seattle in 1990. Reeling from the tragic loss of Mother Love Bone's frontman Andrew Wood, Stone Gossard, guitar, and Jeff Ament, bass, needed a new voice to carry the music forward. After recording the Stone Gossard demos, 91, they sent the tapes out, hoping for a spark. A lifeline was cast to San Diego, where Eddie Vedder, 26, then a brooding, poetic gas station attendant, received them. The instrumentals spoke to his deep personal pain, the complex truth of his paternity, and the feeling of being lied to. He quickly added vocals to 3 tracks, creating the emotional Mama San trilogy of Alive, Once, and Footsteps. With the instant chemistry in the rehearsal room and the addition of guitarist Mike McCready, Mookie Blaylock was formed, soon to be renamed Pearl Jam. Their debut album, 10, 1991, recorded with drummer Dave Cruzan, was a confluence of raw energy and Seattle history. It was released just as Nirvana's Nevermind turned the music world upside down. 10 became an unstoppable force, a blockbuster success driven by anthems like Alive, Even Flow, and the controversial, socially charged Jeremy. Despite achieving global sales success, eventually reaching 13 million copies in the US alone, the band members were instantly hostile to the celebrity and corporate machinery that manufactured their fame. As one record executive noted, "They're the biggest band in the world, and they hate it." This hostility fueled their next project, Versus 1993, recorded with new drummer Dave Abruzzese. Vedder insisted on pulling back, no music videos, minimal interviews, to let the music speak for itself. He felt tired of being a product and was committed to keeping the art pure, calling the album Vez es Us versus the World. Despite their resistance to promotion, the album shattered sales records. The defiance was clear in their live shows, where Vedder addressed the massive crowds. "They want us to be superstars, but we're playing our own game." Hits like Go and Daughter cemented their position as grunge leaders. The battle escalated in 1994 with the infamous Ticketmaster War. Jeff Ament led the charge, demanding reasonable ticket prices for their fans and accusing the company of unfair monopolistic practices. Despite their lawyers' warnings that fighting Ticketmaster, which controlled 90% of major venues, was commercial suicide, the band sacrificed 2 years of major touring and canceled their stadium dates, opting instead for smaller, independent venues. This immense strain, coupled with Mike McCready's personal struggles with alcohol, fractured the band's atmosphere and fueled the darkness and experimentation of their third album, Vitalogy, 1994. Vedder pushed for a messy album that reflected the fight, yielding the punk frenzy of Spin the Black Circle and the unlikely enduring anthem, Better Man. The turmoil climaxed with the dismissal of Dave Abruzzese due to irreconcilable personality conflicts. A period of intentional retreat followed. With Jack Irons on drums, the band released the highly experimental and polarizing No Code, 1996, a deliberate move to challenge audience expectations and assert their independence. As McCready reflected, it was their way of saying, "We survived it. We're still here, and this is what we want to sound like." By 1998, the band stabilized. They returned to a more focused sound with Yield, and welcomed former Soundgarden drummer Matt Cameron into the permanent lineup. Hits like Given to Fly brought back a hint of arena rock ambition. The tragedy of 2000 at the Roskilde Festival in Denmark became a defining moment. When 9 fans were killed in a crowd crush during their set, the band was devastated. Huddled backstage, they questioned how they could possibly continue. Ament concluded, "We have to. We honor them by playing, by being honest. We don't run from it. We carry it." They channeled their grief and political anger into albums like Riot Act, 2002. In the mid-2000s, with albums like the Avocado album, 2006, featuring the political charge of worldwide suicide, the band achieved total autonomy. They bypassed the industry completely by launching the revolutionary official bootleg program, giving fans direct access to nearly every concert recording. The core five, Vedder, Gossard, Ament, McCready, and Cameron, had become a brotherhood. Their endurance was recognized in 2017 with their induction into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. 20 years after their fight against corporate control, Pearl Jam released Gigaton 2020, an album that confronted contemporary anxieties and climate change, proving their fire still burned brightly. In every massive arena, Eddie Vedder, voice weathered but passion undiminished, continues to look out at the sea of faces, the 10 Club, a testament to a connection forged by decades of struggle and commitment. The final image is one of unbreakable unity, where the message and the music remain one. The release of Gigaton in March 2020 marked a vigorous return after a 7-year studio hiatus, proving that the band's ideological fire still burned brightly. The album, produced by Josh Evans, was both musically experimental, featuring angular Talking Heads-esque tracks like Dance of the Clairvoyants, and thematically urgent, with its cover art depicting the rapid melting of polar ice, tying directly to the climate crisis. Songs like Quick Escape and 7 O'Clock offered commentary on global political instability, while Comes Then Goes served as a profoundly emotional acoustic centerpiece. Critics hailed it as their most inventive and politically incensed work in decades. However, the planned North American and European tours scheduled to support Gigaton were abruptly postponed due to the global COVID-19 pandemic. This forced interruption placed the band's focus squarely back on their roots, activism and fan connection. They pivoted their energy toward political and social causes, notably participating in voter registration efforts and supporting frontline workers. The highly anticipated tour dates were rescheduled, finally resuming in 2022 and 2023, where Pearl Jam continued to showcase their legendary live performance, blending Gigaton tracks with classics like Even Flow and Black. The return to the road emphasized their strength as a live act and their deep bond with the 10 Club fan base, proving that the pandemic could delay but not diminish their touring power. However, the planned North American and European tours scheduled to support Gigaton were abruptly postponed due to the global COVID-19 pandemic. This forced interruption placed the band's focus squarely back on their roots, activism and fan connection. They pivoted their energy toward political and social causes, notably participating in voter registration efforts and supporting frontline workers. The highly anticipated tour dates were rescheduled, finally resuming in 2022 and 2023, where Pearl Jam continued to showcase their legendary live performance, blending Gigaton tracks with classics like Even Flow and Black. The return to the road emphasized their strength as a live act and their deep bond with the 10 Club fan base, proving that the pandemic could delay but not diminish their touring power. Their commitment to music and message culminated with the announcement of their 12th studio album, Dark Matter, produced by Andrew Watt, known for his work with modern rock legends. Set for release in 2024, the album's title track and initial singles promise a return to a harder, more focused rock sound, signaling a renewed vigor that critics have compared to their explosive early years. Their commitment to music and message culminated with the announcement of their 12th studio album, Dark Matter, produced by Andrew Watt, known for his work with modern rock legends. Set for release in 2024, the album's title track and initial singles promise a return to a harder, more focused rock sound, signaling a renewed vigor that critics have compared to their explosive early years.